Bartra Group. It is in a number of areas, from property development to office development to residential development, and we also have a very large healthcare operation now that's looks after about nearly 700 beds. We also have a co-living operation, which we operate out of 3 premises. So we're across a very, very broad spectrum of business. Well, it's been as long as I've been in the property sector proper. So we're going back to maybe 2002, so gone on for 25 years, but with a very, very close relationship across more disciplines than simply audit over the last 15 years, 20 years actually in some cases, but certainly in the last 15 years I've been working very closely with the AZET's teams across other functions other than audit. Audit was always something that AZET's provided very high standard for across hundreds really of special purpose companies that I've been involved in. But that widened out into, I suppose, maybe areas which would be considered more business strategic and corporate finance, tax and the structuring of businesses and transactions for the last 15 years. Every part of the spectrum over the last 20 years, particularly over the last 15. So, and then obviously the financial crash occurred, and the relationship with AZET's and the teams actually developed even more, because the more difficult things become in business, the more you come to rely on good advice, and I suppose oftentimes straight advice that may not otherwise or always chime with what you think you want to hear, but that's never been something that the AZET's teams that I've dealt with have ever had any difficulty in being direct on. They would sort of say, well, I don't believe that that's the best approach for your business, or that's not the best or optimal solution that can be found here for all of the parties involved, because there's many third parties often involved in these things. So we've gone through, very significant periods of restructuring, very serious downswings in business, and then developed further businesses that have come out the other side and grown and been successful on the back of changing economic circumstances, changing business focus, changing business sectors, but the one constant being good advice from the teams that I've dealt with in AZET's over that time. It's the people. It's always the people in advisory that set one advisory firm above another. It's the connection you make with those people. It's the feeling that people actually care about your business, genuinely care about your business. I mean, all advisors, I would say, care about the business of the clients that they have, because that's the business that they're in. But it can be shown in small ways. It can be shown in the ability to drop the hat, show up when you're in a distressful situation. And it's in distress that you actually figure out who your good advisor is, because it's easy to advise in circumstances where the sky is blue and the sun is shining. It's not so easy to advise when the dark storm clouds are out there, when things look bleak, when the answers aren't always obvious, when all of the choices are terrible and you're trying to choose the least terrible option. That's when you find who's really there to help you in terms of the decisions that you have to make. And someone that will tell you that although the choices you have to make are not great, they're the best that you can make in the circumstances. They're kind of a third party check on that. So it's the people. I'd say go for it. I'm very, very positive. I know that the teams that I deal with, if anybody rang me about them, the teams that are led by Tony on the the sort of more general business sense, Des from an audit and compliance point of view, Gordon in respect to the taxation side of things. All of these different disciplines, the people that I deal with, I find them to be top class in terms of their professionalism, top class in terms of their knowledge, and top class in terms of client service. So I couldn't find any fault with them, and I would recommend them highly to anyone. It's a great place to be, and it's a great place for clients.